In 1975, a small nation of 12 million people stood on top of the entire hockey world. They defeated Pakistan, India, and the Netherlands. They lifted the World Cup trophy, and the whole country went insane. That nation was Malaysia. But today, Malaysia does not even qualify for major tournaments. They are ranked outside the top 10. Their youth program is in shambles. Their best players, they play abroad because there is no future at home. So what happened? How did the 1975 World Cup champions fall this far, this fast? Today, we are going to find out exactly who killed Malaysian hockey. Chapter 1. The Golden Era. To understand the fall, you first have to understand just how great Malaysia once was. In the 1970s, Malaysia was a powerhouse. Their national team, the Tigers, played with a style that was fast, aggressive, and technically brilliant. They had players like Sochin Aun, Mokhtar Dahari, and Santokh Singh, names that every hockey fan in Asia knew by heart. In the 1975 Kuala Lumpur World Cup, Malaysia beat Pakistan in the final on home soil in front of 60,000 screaming fans. This was not just a hockey match, this was a defining moment for a young nation. They went on to win the 1975 Asian Cup. They were regular contenders for Olympic medals. Hockey was the heartbeat of Malaysia. It was their sport, their identity, their national pride. So how did all of that disappear? Chapter 2. Football stole everything. The first killer was football. In the 1980s and 1990s, football exploded globally. The Premier League arrived on Malaysian television. Millions of Malaysian children who once dreamed of playing hockey now dreamed of being the next Ronaldo. Grassroots hockey participation collapsed. Schools that once fielded hockey teams switched to football. Parents stopped buying hockey sticks. Coaching talent drifted toward the beautiful game. This is not unique to Malaysia. The same thing happened to Pakistan, India, and Spain. But Malaysia had fewer resources to fight back. When a country loses its grassroots pipeline, it takes 15 to 20 years to feel the consequences. Malaysia ignored the warning signs, and then it was too late. Chapter 3. The funding disaster. The second killer was money, or rather the complete mismanagement of it. The Malaysian Hockey Federation, known as the MHF, became notorious for one thing: politics. Board elections turned into power struggles. Officials fought over positions instead of building the sport. Sponsors walked away. Government funding was inconsistent. Compare this to the Netherlands, who invested heavily in hockey infrastructure. AstroTurf pitches in every province, full-time professional coaches, elite youth academies. Malaysia, meanwhile, was still relying on natural grass fields that flooded every monsoon season. By the 2000s, the gap between Malaysia and the top nations was not just technical, it was structural. The entire foundation had been neglected for 2 decades. Chapter 4. The Talent Drain. The third killer was the talent drain. When Malaysia's best hockey players could not earn a decent living playing for their country, they left. Some retired early, some switched careers, a few found clubs in Europe or Australia, but even they struggled to stay connected to the Malaysian system. Meanwhile, countries like Belgium, the Netherlands, and Australia were professionalizing their leagues. Players earned real salaries. Coaching became a respected career. Hockey became an ecosystem. Malaysia had no professional league worth speaking of. The Liga Hockey Malaysia existed, but salaries were insultingly low. The best talent simply saw no future in the sport. When you lose your best players and your coaches and your administrators all at the same time, you do not just lose matches, you lose generations. Chapter 5. The Failed Revivals. To be fair, Malaysia tried to come back multiple times. In 2010, they hired foreign coaches. They invested in foreign players through their naturalization program, bringing in players from Pakistan, India, and other countries to strengthen the squad. Short term, it worked. Malaysia climbed the rankings briefly, but naturalization is a band-aid, not a cure. The moment the foreign players retired or moved on, Malaysia's rankings dropped again because they had never fixed the underlying problem, the lack of homegrown talent development. In 2018, they reached the World Cup. Hope returned, but again, the system collapsed around them. Inconsistent results, poor tournament planning, and the same old political interference. Every revival in Malaysian hockey has been temporary because no one ever fixed the foundations. So, who killed Malaysian hockey? The honest answer is no single person, no single event. Malaysian hockey was killed slowly, by football's rise stealing the grassroots, by corrupt and incompetent administration draining the funding, by the failure to professionalize the league, and by a generation of leaders who cared more about titles than trophies. Malaysia did not get beaten on the field first. They got beaten in the boardroom, in the schools, and in the streets, long before any match was played. The 1975 World Cup trophy still sits in Kuala Lumpur. It is a reminder of what Malaysia once was, and perhaps, if they make the right choices, what they could be again. But Malaysia is not the only giant that fell, because while you were watching this video, there is another country, a country that won 4 Olympic gold medals in a row, that collapsed even harder than Malaysia. A country that once made the entire world fear them, and their story is 10 times more painful than this one. If you want to know who killed Pakistan hockey, and the greatest hockey nation in history, then click that video right now. I promise you, by the end of it, you will feel something. And if you're new here, subscribe. Because on this channel, we do not just cover hockey, we uncover the truth behind it. One click on that subscribe button keeps this channel alive and keeps these stories coming. See you in the next one.